Well, this one-day build has turned into 5 so far, and it's coming to an end now. But what is certainly coming to an end is the raffle where this guitar can be won, and I felt it was only fair to sneak preview, show you spoilers. If you don't want to see what this guitar is going to start looking like at the end of the next episode, then skip ahead a little bit. But if you want to see what you could win in the raffle that is ending on the 22nd of January at 23:45 UK time, then look now. Basically, a lot has happened, and I'm finally, well, we're starting to see what we're going to get. The final shape is in. We've got the aluminium and the rosewood and the two-body kind of a design going. The headstock has yet to be changed, but we are going all... we're stripping out this central section and adding aluminium. It's got the Bond fretboard. I am going to be... well, it's really rather attractive. I hope you agree. Now, the raffle is coming to an end. That does not mean that the build is, though. There are going to be a few more episodes, a few more live streams. We are now streaming this build on Mondays, and from now on, pretty much, I'm going to be streaming a build every Monday, unless otherwise advertised. So, on we go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm glad those pickups didn't fall out. Nothing's screwed down. Ta-da! Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to my home studio, welcome to day 3 of a one-day guitar build. Behind the screen today we have editor par excellence, Talitha Crow. Say hi, Talitha.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh!
Muted?
My mic wasn't even on. Ha! How's that? I blame Talitha.
People are saying your mic's off again.
Over Christmas I put on a little bit of weight, I think. And just putting that in my back pocket, which is a little bit tighter than I'm used to, it muted the camera. I blame Talitha, my ass. Burn it. I'm having fun. Hey, yeah. I do have a bit of a cough, and I apologise in advance if I cough in your ears. I'm going to blame the dust. I've done multiple lateral flow tests. I do not have COVID. Let's get on with where we're at. Would you be interested in seeing live streams where I am not talking? It is literally just my normal... I would be filming, I talk to camera a little bit, then I carry on with the build, and I put my isotunes in and I listen to a podcast on Bitcoin or management or something. Or do you prefer this sort of a interaction? So what we've got in the last episode, I drew around the rough shape, and we need to go over to the bandsaw. This chunk of wood is much smaller than the excess that I left on the guitar body, which is really weird. That's the center. So this body is much, much bigger than the plans have given us. I've got my center line to figure out exactly where the bridge is going to be and where this end needs to be on this oversized blank, so that I can figure out where that cutout needs to be on here. I need to think. Okay, thinking time over. What I've got here is a piece of wood. I need to get rid of all of these cut marks, etc. first. So I've marked out where the end of the fretboard is going to be, because I need to cut that out so the top slips down over the fretboard. So let's clear the bench and get out the masking tape and super glue. A little bit of super glue in the middle. accelerator. And then that all lines up perfectly fine. Cut off the tags. So this is the low angle Lee Nielsen. Okay, yeah, this is the right tool for the job. I've got a leveling beam, flattening off the edges of this scraper. This one I can actually bend a little bit, so I can be a little bit more precise with where it cuts. No, I'll just do the two sides. Okay, so you flatten it off like that. Square it off here, and then you turn a burr on that edge, like this. There we go, that feels much better. Woohoo! Oh yeah, baby! Ha! So this would have taken me, with that underpowered sander, probably 20 or 30 minutes. But this scraper's doing the job in just a few minutes.
There are currently 2,200 tickets sold in the raffle.
2,200. Okay, so yeah, you do have a fairly large chance of owning this if you enter.
And it ends this Saturday 22nd?
Yeah.
So there's
Okay.
still time.
Well, there we go. Dirty. Now, I've got rosewood. The center line is fairly hard to spot. So I'm just going to put some masking tape on the center line here. And now it's a lot more visible. I've got marked out where the end of the fretboard is going to be. That's relatively straightforward. And I now need it to go down over the edge of the board. The problem is, actually, I've got veneer there. I'm going to stop putting this away. So this is an aluminium fretboard. I don't particularly want to damage it by doing this, but just carefully scrape away. So it's pretty square there. We're doing the scraper at a slight back angle, so it's cutting underneath Okay, so there we are. 58.4. So we're at 25, 29.2. This is one of the best tools that we make at Crimson. Well, best. Sorry, it's one of my favorite tools that we make. It's just so precise and beautiful.
Jake, no, that's not crop dusters in the background. Somebody's flying a light aircraft?
Yeah, it's somebody doing tricks, I would suggest. That is measured. And then I need to go up to, for example, the 12th fret. So there we go. Let's measure at the 12th fret. 143. So basically, come along afterwards, just double check.
Measure, measure, cut.
Measure, measure, cut. So yeah, that works out. And there we go. This is the method that I would use if I was putting a top of any sort on a through neck guitar. And I personally found this to be an easier thing to do than making templates and routing a standard neck joint. So this is what I did on my first probably 20 or 30 guitars really. Most of them were done this way. Routers scared me, making templates scared me, and I found this process easier. Okay, so I'm going to cut this as close to the line as possible.
Ben's first aid kit, masking tape and super glue.
Yep. The center line should line up perfectly on that. There is often some variation, so at this stage you can push it off, and because that's relatively long, it'll be fairly obvious that it's off there. So you need to have the center line very carefully marked out. So let's do that first. So now I'm going in with a file. It's smooth on both edges, so it's not going to adjust widthwise. So line it up. I'm holding this section up against the edge of the fretboard. My center line is lined up there, and my center line is actually off down there. Now, not too much of an issue, because it's actually basically going to disappear underneath the aluminium anyway, and you'll never see the joint at the end. But I do want to sort that out a little bit. So, So that small section was getting in the way. There we go. Center line's perfect. We're all good. We have got a fitted top. Okay, let's get this down there for now. On here, I've got where the aluminium needs to be.
So I started a sneaky poll quite a while ago, and people want the results, or rather want me to tell you the results. Do you think Ben will finish the guitar today? 64% say no, so a good percentage are on your side.
No, I was going to guess 75% would say no. I'm wondering about doing a weekly, potentially, live stream, maybe every Monday, and it's just a live stream, and it's a project, and it just takes as long as it takes. I'll do a full day's work, we'll film it, we'll chat, we'll talk, and we'll get stuff done, and then will eventually be edited down. It won't be live stream and then that weekend an edit. Eventually it'll come out as a super edit or a series or something like that. Talitha, would you mind doing a poll on that?
Sure.
This is now all sorted and good. So I'm going to very rapidly make a template for the external shape of this aluminium that will then allow me to replicate the aluminium front and back on this guitar. And then it's going to be a case of gluing the aluminium to clamping everything, maybe some texturing of the aluminium, but I am starting to not be able to think straight. So yeah, time for a bit of a break. Well. Obviously that took a little bit longer than I'd hoped. I apologize for being 3 minutes late. I made myself a coffee, or two. Making and consuming lunch in 20 minutes actually turns out to have been more stressful than the entire morning of building guitars. So what I'm going to do now is bandsaw out the shape here, then we're going to move straight over to the sander and finalize the shape on the oscillating spindle sander, and we'll go from there. Most of these curves are very easy to achieve on that sander. This long one, I'm not 100% convinced on. So into the vise. There we go. So that's improved that shape. It really is. Has. That's good. Well, that was planned. This might go catastrophically wrong. I'm going to bandsaw the excess off here and see how that goes. Guess what? I'm going to make Talitha wear some goggles. No, I'm going to wear goggles. There you go, Talitha, just in case. Flying metal. Woohoo! It's very important that the masking tape all lines up. There we go. It's a little bit rough on the edges, so I am going to have to now go on the spindle sander and tidy that up. So let's get this off. And you can see how strong the masking tape and super glue is. There was absolutely no danger of anything going wrong there. But when you pull up, it's easy. Okay, that worked out really well. So I'm very, very happy with how this is coming together. It's a texture, but it's an attractive texture. So that's good. There's a little bit of a lip on here. So I'm just going to use the leveling beam to get rid of that. A burr. I'm just wondering what this orbital would do. I am going to play with the texture. I'm going to do something else with the texture there. I am going to use sandpaper. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Yep, that break angle looks right. This is loosely a Star Wars inspired build, so clean lines, etc. are something that we would like to see. However, what I need to do is cut the neck pocket into this so I can use it as a clamping core. We will then clamp all the way around that. We're going to be using white glue, aliphatic resin underneath the wood, and then a mixture of epoxy, which is 5-minute epoxy, so actually will dry relatively rapidly anyway, underneath the aluminium. So the next problem is one of templates and of weight. This is pretty heavy. Yeah, just a fraction higher than the fretboard. So I could use this. We're going to get pretty close to finishing this today, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah. On with glue. I want to scratch up the back of the aluminium again a little bit more. I'm probably going a little bit overboard, but I think it's necessary. Now, this requires some thought and some planning. I'm screwed.
Splooge, your words are catching on. We need a dictionary of Ben.
I think spooge is just, it's not just me.
I think it's just you.
Sure I stole it from somebody. Okay, so that's starting to do its thing. Okay. Phew, I didn't get any epoxy on the... It's like 1,000 of you. Some of you knew that I was supposed to put gloves on before I did this, and yet you chose to stay quiet. Shame. Okay, so it's a little bit of...
The climb's ticking. Put the clocks on.
Are you not entertained? Okay, so yeah, the epoxy is in place. Talitha,
Yes.
I need to go and wash my hands. I am very dirty, and there are certain other
Do you trust me to be alone in
duties that have to be done. So the opportunity is you can, play a prank on me, or you can live up to my very high expectations of your personal character.
Ooh, guilt trip. And he's back.
I trust all of you. So the epoxy is pretty much cured actually at this stage. The wood glue is doing other things. I think I'm going to work on the headstock a little bit. A bunch of you said you would want to see a live stream every Monday. The thought was potentially that I could carry on and do another live stream doing this guitar tomorrow, but I think, to be honest, Talitha needs to do some actual work.
Work? Me?
And so do I. So yeah, I suppose, do you want to do a poll, Talitha, and see whether people would like to see the end of this, because it really will be the end, on next Monday, or should we try tomorrow? I'm withholding a veto. That feels a little bit dangerous what I was doing now. I know my hand was protected by the whole headstock being in the way, but it still felt a little bit iffy. I think an aluminium section like that is probably called for, don't you? CrimsonGuitars.com. Neck rests for the discerning luthier. Ah, that works. So let's do a little recap. All right, so this guitar was originally started 3 live streams ago, so it has now been about 26 hours of streaming so far, which actually isn't bad going for a full through neck custom guitar with all sorts of stuff going on. You guys answered a whole load of polls specifying what I was going to do. I didn't disagree with too much, and it's all happening. We're using a Bond electric light fretboard from the Bond factory when it closed, that was given to me by a fan. And there's an aluminium top, a rosewood top underneath that, an interstitial piece, mahogany wings, a multi-piece flame maple and veneer through neck. It has got, or it's going to have, 3 P90s and a headless tremolo system. Although I say headless, it's technically a misnomer because there are these locking tuner kind of things that aren't really tuners, they're just locks that look like tuners. So it does have a headstock of sorts, which is a bit of a pity. But that's the guitar so far. Now, at this stage, the top is glued in and curing. I'm playing around a little bit with the headstock prior to declamping, and well, I want to finish today. I want to finish the body shape, and so we can absolutely see exactly what is going to be won by somebody. And the odds are really good. There's only a couple of thousand tickets being sold for this raffle. So, yeah. Yeah, I like this headstock. bloody hell, this is a good drill bit. These are the Star M drill bits that I got from Workshop Heaven. That was supposed to tear out. That's cool. Normally I go from both sides if at all possible to stop that from happening, but holy crapoli. Yeah, I did just say that. Please excuse me. So yeah, the break angle on this one is going to be a little annoying. I think pull this whole thing in a little bit. The break angle's a little bit extreme, so I'm probably going to have to bevel in these areas as well, but that's fine. I want it to look more delicate and more beveled and all that jazz anyway. So yeah. Okay, so this is good. This is good. I know what I'm doing now. This was supposed to be a quick, easy, one-day film, super Reddit, give a guitar away via raffle. Go and enter the raffle if you haven't yet. And be done, and it's turned into, so far, 3 days, probably going to be 4 days. It'll be a 40-hour build by the time we're done, I'm sure. Okay, so I want as close to possible to straight string pull as I can get, and I thought that we had designed that into the plans. That isn't actually the case. So that's a little bit wider on that side. At this point, I'm going to spot glue this nut in place. It's not perfect, there needs to be a little bit more work done there, but we're good. This isn't the nut, this is a nut. So this is still not going to be straight string pull. It's going to be a much more delicate headstock. That's almost perfect. That's what the headstock's going to look like. I am going to take 5 minutes, and Talitha will keep you entertained. And when I get back, we will declamp this guitar body and finalize the shape of this guitar, cut the headstock a little bit, plane that down. In the next half an hour, you are going to see just how awesome this build is.
Hide something. He's not going to notice that. Got his pencil.
What did you do? I saw you working around the workshop. Still got a pencil. Yeah.
Then I have another one behind me at all times because I love them so much. That's how much I love it. Time to declamp. Okay, that's good. Woohoo! It didn't even glue too hard. Pew, pew. I've only had 6-7 cups of coffee today. I am seriously starting to... Are you starting to see what this guitar is going to look like? Because I can see it. If you haven't entered the raffle yet, please do. So that's the plan. The aluminium in the center with the rosewood there. I now need to trace that out. So, is this big enough? Yes, excellent. There we go. So essentially, nothing. It comes out there to about here, and to about there, and it goes from there to here. Okay, I want to get rid of that Yeah, that's about right already. That mahogany there is actually almost right at that stage. But again, we can change and adjust and grow. I'm doing this at this stage because the epoxy hasn't fully cured. If I leave it much longer, it's going to be problematic. We're nearly there. So I've only had to remove the epoxy on the sections where there's going to be rosewood coming through the top. We are going to quickly bandsaw the excess off the headstock. We are then going to move over to the spindle sander and tidy up the shapes as much as I can.
Read this comment. It's got a tune to it, and I'm not going to sing it. From Paul Needs.
Old Ben Crow was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his plane, and he called for his plans, and he called for his fresh coffee. I like it. Okay, Talitha, could you do a poll? Tower name, Mando Caster, The Force, C3 C3P90.
BOBA, FRETT.
Oh, add that and add that. The holes are a little bit too close to this bit, so the nuts didn't have room to lock in. So I'm just doing that. Sorry, I just kicked the camera. The guitar is now really looking like a guitar, or at least like something. It turns out the aluminium is actually really rather hard to film. Thank you for being entertained and for watching and for giving my life meaning and purpose beyond the normality of being a husband and father. We're going to get pretty close to finishing this today, I think. Thank you, everybody. I will see you soon. I am signing off. This has been Ben Crow and Talitha Crow
Good
and
night, and
Crimson
thanks for
Guitars.
joining
and
us.
We're talking over each other. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Because, you know,
That was
you
clever.
fool.